Hey folks, it's Steve here. I want to share with you a awesome salmon cake recipe instead of just a plain old salmon. It's a great way to stretch a fillet of salmon. This recipe makes 4 patties total. So plain and simple salmon fillet with a little salt and pepper and olive oil in a 425 degree oven for, about 15-20 minutes. And I just wrap it up. I wasn't ready to make them, so they went into the fridge, actually, for the next day. So here's the way you can really level up the salmon cake, and that's by adding some aromatic vegetables to them. I'm going to do a little bit of carrot, a little bit of celery, and yes, you can peel celery to get rid of some of the fibrous things here. This is just me cutting up some veggies, mincing them nice and small. Just be careful, always hide your fingertips there, but just an easy way to do your celery. Similar thing here with the carrots. I like to cut them in half and lay them flat so they're not rolling around. Cut them into sticks first and come back. Cut them into small cubes. Less than a half an onion here. Don't need much for this salmon. I think this was about 1 pound of salmon. Cost about $10. So this is a great way to feed 4 people for $10. Get that nice and minced, small. Cool. Now I'm just getting rid of that new growth green thing you see sometimes in your garlic cloves. So there's a little bit of olive oil, and goes the onion, and goes the carrots, and goes the celery. And we're just going to saute that on a real low heat. We want these to sweat, as they say, and soften, but not browned. We want to keep these. There goes that garlic, some salt and pepper to flavor this mixture, which is now a great base of flavor. As you can see here, it makes about 1/4 cup, 1/3 cup of that. So when you're actually ready to form the cakes, you could start this about half hour before you're ready to eat. It doesn't take that long. I have the cooked salmon here. I'm going to peel off the skin. And we're just going to flake it with a fork. And at this stage, I actually like to keep the chunks still pretty big because we still have a lot of mixing to do. So it will start to come into smaller pieces the more we mix it. So in goes our flavor base. I'm going with about 4 saltines here. You can always add an additional one if you think it needs it. And that's going to help bind this together once we mix it with a little bit of egg and mayo, which is next. But as you can see, I just want to make sure that cracker meal is evenly distributed in that flavor base. So we got 1 egg, and I pretty much do 1 egg and do this by eye, but this is about 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, I believe, and some Dijon mustard for sure, and a little bit of salt and pepper will go in there as well. But we beat this mixture up real nicely, and when it's blended in here, that cracker meal is going to absorb that, and all this is all going to work in tandem to bind our cakes. So fresh parsley always makes everything better, gives these salmon cakes a little bit of color. Thyme is also a great herb for salmon cakes, and you can experiment and use what you have on hand. It's about a handful of parsley, and I squeezed a little lemon juice in there, and just going to gently toss this up. You see the chunks. Still got nice big chunks of salmon in there, which is important to me. So real gentle forming of these salmon cakes here. Makes 4 of them. Preheat the oven again to 425. Makes these 4 about 10 minutes in. You want to flip them, and as you can see, they easily go from being salmon balls to salmon cakes. And I got some asparagus and some flavored rice I'm serving with this, and and here we go. Looks great. Feeds 4 people. I think you'll see here that's the 1 plate up, but here's the 3 others, and great stuff.